I'm going to be talking about things that you need to consider before listening to subliminals, things that I wish I knew before I listened to subliminals. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Esther. So today's going to be another subliminal video. I know I used to do them a lot around like last year, and I stopped a bit because I stopped listening to subliminals because I was really busy and I needed to fix my hair, because a lot of you guys may have seen the video where I was like, subliminals messed up my hair, which was completely my mistake. A lot of people attacked me for it, but I was basically told by a specific subliminal channel that I should use a straight hair subliminal instead of curly, like, and it basically messed everything up a lot. So instead of defining my curls, some parts of my hair were like straight and other parts were curly, and everyone was like, my hair's damaged. But my hair, as you guys saw in my recent video of me straightening my hair, this is my natural hair and it's grown and it's healthy and it's all good. It's all good. It is all good. I'm basically going to be talking about things to consider before low battery? What? Already? Okay, I just charged my camera. I'm going to be talking about things that you need to consider before listening to subliminals, things that I wish I knew before I listened to subliminals. Let's get started with the video. First thing is that you need to be persistent. You can't listen to a subliminal for like a day or 2 days or something like that and expect to see results. I mean, yeah, you could get results, but realistically speaking, if you want to get your desired results, you're gonna have to listen to it like every day for quite a while. Like with my hair subliminals, I listened to that for 6 months. 4 months I started seeing results, but I listened to it for 6 months in total, and that was every single day. And if I missed a day, I would listen to it extra during the day. Another thing is you need to figure out what time you're going to listen to it. A question I get a lot is, how often do I need to listen to subliminals? When do I listen to subliminals? My answer has always been, I listen to them whilst I'm sleeping. So I don't have earphones in because obviously they'll come out, but I play it on my laptop or on my phone next to my bed, and I listen to that whilst I sleep, and I just keep it on loop. It's on loop and I'm listening to it whilst I sleep, and it's still very effective. And technically that way I'm listening to it for 8+ hours. When I do listen to it during the day, it's usually whilst doing something. So if I'm like watching a YouTube video or watching something on Netflix, I'll have it in the background like quite low. So technically I'm listening to it, but I'm also not just listening to it. Like I don't feel like I'm doing nothing in a way. The next one, which is really important, and I think it's like passed over quite a bit, is you need to know exactly what you want, like exactly why you're listening to the subliminals and what you want. So if it's like, I want curly hair, okay, what type of curly hair? Like, do you want 4C? Do you want 3A? Do you want like, what type of curly hair? You need to be specific, because if not, if you just do like curly hair subliminal, it could be exactly what you don't want. Like, it could be the one thing. It could be frizzy when you wanted wavy. Like, you need to be very specific with what you want. If you want blue eyes, do you want dark blue eyes? Do you want light blue eyes? Like, I don't know. If you want a new job, do you want a practical job, a job where you have to sit down, a job at retail? Like, what are you trying to manifest? Like, what subliminals are you listening to? They need to be specific, because if not, you're not gonna get exactly what you want. And I think the whole reason anyone listens to subliminals is to get what they want. So you need to keep that in mind before choosing what subliminals you listen to. One thing that was really hard for me to like get a grasp of when I first started listening to subliminals is when you really want the results. So say I'm like listening to a subliminal for freckles, and I've just sat down and I've listened to this 30-minute subliminal to give me freckles, and then right afterwards I go in the mirror and I try and examine my face. Do not look in the mirror. You can't look in the mirror as often as you want to, because your mind is getting used to what it's being told. Finally, English. If you look in the mirror, your eyes are going to be like, oh well, you don't have freckles, and then your mind's going to be like, but I thought we did have freckles. Maybe look in the mirror every 2 weeks. I'm gonna cut myself off there because I sound crazy. What I mean is, when you look in the mirror, don't examine yourself. Like, if you're looking in the mirror to see if you've gotten results, don't do that. That's what we're not gonna do. If you need to look in the mirror to do your makeup, or you've got something in your eye, sure, look in the mirror as often as you need to, but not to examine to see if you've got results or not. That's what I mean. This kind of brings me on to my next point, which is you need to imagine and visualize. So it's like you can't just sit back and listen to subliminals and be like, yeah, okay, cool. It's like sitting back listening to this music. Sometimes you've actually got to do stuff. So like what I mean by visualizing and imagining is, if you listen to a subliminal where you've got clear skin and you don't have clear skin, you need to like imagine your skin's really clear. So while you're doing your makeup routine or skincare routine, act as if your skin is already really clear and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful, my skin is so clear. Take selfies in your room like you've got clear skin. Act as if you've got clear skin, like have that confidence as if you've got clear skin. Don't look in the mirror as often, or like look at all your like spots or any of that, or like acne that's going on or any new breakouts that's come about. Just focus on the fact that you've got clear skin now. And it's going to be hard for some people to like really imagine having something they know they don't have, but that's that thing where you just have to switch out of that mentality, because if you don't, the subliminals just won't work, because your body is contradicting itself, like your mind, everything is just contradicting because you don't believe it, but you're telling your mind you believe it by listening to subliminals. Does that make sense? Another question that people usually tend to ask me about subliminals is, how often do you change your playlist, or how many different subliminals and stuff do you have in your playlist? Biggest recommendation, do not change your playlist like every week. It's confusing your mind, it's really confusing. I say listen to, if you're gonna mix subliminals and do like, okay, one for height, one for skin, one for hair, keep it like short, like maximum six subliminals in one playlist for different things. But it's too messy. Like it makes more sense to have like 2 things or 3 things, because it's too much for your mind. So for example, my playlist is strictly, if I'm doing it for whiter teeth, the only subliminals on there are going to be for whiter teeth. I'll probably add like a booster in there, so it'll be booster subliminal, white teeth, white teeth, white teeth, booster subliminal. And how many is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, I can't really do maths, but you get the point. Try and focus it solely on just that one thing, and try not to change your playlists around too often, because it's very confusing. And if you do that because you're not getting results, like you're rushing the process. And subliminal, like doing subliminals can be a long process, and that's not something that everyone wants to hear, but you do have to be patient, and it takes a while. The results are worth it. I think this is going to be my final point. It's that you are going to need to take breaks from listening to subliminals. And I know I literally said in the beginning of this video that you need to be persistent, but what I mean is, don't listen to a subliminal back to back the whole day and during the night. Your brain needs time to rest, your mind needs time to rest. It's like going to school for 8 hours and then coming home and doing homework like straight away, and not eating dinner, like skipping dinner because you're doing work. Like your mind needs to rest. Everyone needs breaks whenever they do anything, and it's the same with subliminals. Even if you feel as if you're not doing anything, do take those breaks, stay hydrated, because your mind's going to be tired. Even if you might not feel it, but over time you will feel like drained, and you won't understand what it's from or why you feel drained. But it is because you're like listening to subliminals too much, and you do need to take a little break, whether it's like an hour break or 2 hour break, however long of a break you want, but you need to take a break. So that is pretty much all I have for today's video. These are things that I wish I knew before watching and listening to subliminals, and things you need to consider before listening to subliminals, like to get into it. There isn't much. Make sure that you stay in a peaceful environment, keep positive, keep the faith that subliminals are actually going to work, because if you go into listening to subliminals thinking it's not going to work, sorry to break it to you, but it's not going to work. That is a big thing. I have a lot of skeptical people in the comment section sometimes. They're like, this is as fake as the tooth fairy. I actually got a comment like that the other day, and I was like, well, that's you, but I've seen things work for me. I've seen things work for other people. Like, if something's working for me, whether it's the placebo effect or not, like if it's working, I'm gonna carry on doing it because I'm getting results. You feel me? That's gonna be it for today's video. Make sure to follow me on my social media. Please comment any questions you have about this video in the comment section and I will be quick to answer them. Also, if you DM me any questions about subliminals, I do answer. Yeah, I will see you guys on next week Saturday. Alright, deuces.